Good evening, everybody. This is Jeff J. Brown, China Rising Radio Sinoland, just south of the Tropic of Cancer. How are y'all doing? Friends and followers, lovely to have you on tonight. Not a very long podcast tonight, but a very important one because I think it puts a lot of perspective and background that makes sense about the current China versus U.S. trade war. And the title is China versus U.S. Trade War. Today is the first day of the rest of the Red Dynasty. And there's a great political cartoon from the South China Morning Post where it shows Trump screaming into a container that says exports on it. And on the other end of the container is Xi Jinping listening to Trump screaming. And the caption reads, "Everyone wants to bash Trump for honoring his election campaign promises to the U.S.'s citizens. But nothing has changed since China's communist liberation in 1949. And here's the body of the text. The much ballyhooed trade talks last week between China and the U.S. were just as much Sturm und Drang. This is the German term for their 18th century literary movement with its themes of high action and emotions and rebelling against the establishment. It translates into storm and stress, and an adequate synonym is turmoil. 250 years later, seek to China, where President Trump sent a high-level trade delegation to revolt mano a mano against Baba Beijing's communist socialist establishment. When the details of the U.S. team's working paper leaked out at the start of the talks, even mainstream pundits were appalled at Uncle Sam's high-handed, imperious position. If the boys and girls on the red, white, and blue side followed through on their paper's bullet points, they essentially demanded that the Chinese overthrow their existing way of life, abandoning their communist socialist economic system, and become a continent-sized Philippines, Colombia, or Central African Republic. Alternative journalists and news sites were even more apoplectic at the affront. One Chinese lady on Quora asked how many times the Chinese side would have to translate the Chinese term for "go fuck your mother," which in Chinese is "cao ni ma," and so that it could be used during the meetings. This writer is only echoing popular sentiment across China. It's 1919's May 4th movement all over again. The Chinese people are incensed, but the Sino-Trade Talk delegation didn't have to translate the above even once. These journalists are all wrong about Baba Beijing's takeaway on the U.S. position paper. Everything they said was true about Uncle Sam expecting China to agree to be a Western whore. But what is so novel or newsworthy about this? Nothing has changed since China gained communist liberation in 1949 when the West, quote, lost, end of quote, China to Mao Zedong and the Reds. Since then, the United States has exterminated about 10 million Asians in Korea, Southeast Asia, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos, Indonesia, and the Philippines, all hell-bent on encircling, menacing, and crushing New China with its fierce anti-Western, anti-imperial government. This, on top of untold billions being spent, even as I write and talk tonight, to destabilize and hopefully balkanize China via overthrowing the established order and international agreements in Tibet, Xinjiang, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. Throw in 100,000 Yankee troops in Japan, Korea, Philippines, Australia, Guam, and elsewhere in Asia, all to threaten China and Russia's eastern flank, as well as half of Uncle Sam's zillion-dollar blue water navy in the South China Sea. This working paper that was leaked was just being honest about a long-established Western policy of destroying communist socialist China to turn it into a chopped-up, fucked-up Western colonial hellhole to rape, plunder, and exploit, back to the capitalist dream world of China's century of humiliation, 1839 to 1949. There is nothing Trumpian about it. Obama, Bush, Clinton, and going all the way back to post-war President Harry Truman would have written similar expectations and demands. Always polite and not wanting their U.S. guests to lose face, I'm sure the Chinese delegation responded with, "Woman Kaoli Kaoli," which means, "We will give it due consideration." And then looking for common ground among the diplomatic wreckage, not saying, "Go fuck your mother." The Chinese have been trading goods and ambassadors with recalcitrant, arrogant, inflexible, invasive countries for 5,000 years. I think Baba Beijing has been here many times before. Today we call it standard operating procedures, but the Chinese can refer to hundreds of thousands of pages of court records going back 5 millennia. I'm now apostrophizing Baba Beijing, up in Beijing, the leadership. Hey! Remember when Genghis Khan made all those ridiculous demands back in 1207 AD? Let's study that scenario, how the invaders acted and how our Jin and Western Xia dynasty governments responded. We hit a rough patch, but our great people stuck together and pulled through. We are still together as a nation and civilization. What would have really floored Baba Beijing would have been to see a U.S. position paper that expressed reconciliation, win-win cooperation, and a global vision for all of humanity going into the 22nd century. But Uncle Sam needn't bother. Baba Beijing has already done that with the 21st Century Belt and Road Initiative and its strict adherence to the 20th century's United Nations Charter and the Bandung Conference Declaration. Both stress the non-interference in other countries' internal affairs and not committing acts of aggression on other nations, the latter which was also enshrined in the Nazi Nuremberg trials. These are, of course, two peaceful, cooperative concepts totally alien to imperial, colonial, expansionist, capitalist Eurangloland. It's all Westerners know how to do 24/7 across the entire planet, even to their own supposed allies. I can hear Baba Beijing all the way from Xinjiang taking a long, deep breath, sighing and saying, "Back to the drawing board, comrades. Today is the first day of the rest of the Red Dynasty." This is Jeff J. Brown signing out, China Rising Radio Sinoland. Thank you so much. Please refer this website, blog, the China Trilogy books. Read them and share all of this with your friends, family, at your house of worship, work, everywhere you go. Please, there's a lot of big lie propaganda against China, and China Rising Radio Sinoland is a great place to disabuse people of all of that hogwash, as we say. Good night.